I funded the house. They told everyone I was jobless and my brother earned it. My family pushed me to work nonstop while calling me jobless to everyone else. I was paying rent, bills, groceries, everything that kept the house running. My brother did nothing, no job, no pressure, still the pride of the family. They told relatives he was the one earning. Every rupee I sent, they credited to him. Every bill I paid, his hard work. They even thanked him in front of me, called him the backbone of the house while I was the one sending the money. I confronted them. They didn't deny it. They said he needs respect more than you, said I should be quiet and not ruin his image. That's when it clicked. I wasn't helping, I was funding a lie. They'd call me asking for money, then post about him taking care of the family. They'd complain I wasn't sending enough, while telling people I didn't earn at all. One time, a relative tried to help me find a job using money I had sent that same week, and my family just played along. So I stopped. No warning, no explanation, just cut it off. Within weeks, everything cracked. Bills unpaid, calls piling up, and the provider had nothing. Landlord showed up. Electricity got cut once. Excuses stopped working. Then they called me, angry, desperate, blaming me for everything collapsing. How could you do this? I said one thing, tell them the truth. They didn't, they couldn't, because the truth wouldn't just ruin him, it would expose all of them. And for the first time, they had to live without the lie I was paying for.
He trusted me. I was seeing his wife for 4 months. And yeah, I knew before it ended, I just didn't stop. We met randomly. She approached me first, confident, direct, knew exactly how to pull me in. Said her situation was complicated. I didn't ask questions. I didn't want answers. A few weeks in, things at work started getting weird, in a good way. Deadlines got pushed, mistakes got ignored. I got put on projects I had no business being on. My boss started treating me like I was important. I told myself I'd earned it. Then she started asking questions, small ones. How's work? Big meeting this week? Your boss still on your case? I answered, didn't think much of it. Until one night, I'm at her place. She's in the shower. Phone keeps buzzing. Same name, over and over. I look, and it's him, my boss. Full name, message, pick up, where are you? Everything clicks. The secrecy, the timing, the luck at work. This wasn't random. She comes out, sees my face, and just goes, so you know. No apology, no denial, nothing. I should have left. I didn't. Because here's the part no one admits. I liked it. Work was easy, I was getting ahead, things were falling into place, and she kept texting like nothing changed. Come over. So I did. And after that, we just didn't talk about it. I'd see my boss during the day, shaking my hand, trusting me. Then I'd be at his place at night, sitting on his couch, waiting for her. It stopped feeling shocking. That's the worst part. It became normal. She'd still ask about work, I'd still answer, and things kept going my way. Promotions, opportunities, less pressure, like I was being protected. Sometimes I'd think, this is insane, this will blow up. But it never did. So I stayed, longer than I should have. Not because I didn't know it was wrong, but because it was too good to walk away from.
My teacher dress-coded me for having shoulders. Our school banned girls from wearing sleeveless clothes because it was distracting. No rule for boys, just girls. And they enforced it hard, stopping people in hallways, sending them out of class, making them cover up. The only explanation anyone ever got was, you know how boys are. At first, girls just dealt with it. Not worth the attention, not worth getting singled out. Then one day, a teacher walks into class, completely normal outfit, nothing unusual. Mid-lesson, a girl raises her hand. Miss, your elbows are visible. It's kind of distracting. The room goes quiet. Teacher ignores it, keeps going. Next day, different class. Miss, your ankles are showing. Some people might get distracted. Now she adjusts how she stands. It keeps happening. Different girls, same tone. Miss, your wrists are visible. Miss, your neckline. Miss, when you sit, your knees show. Nothing inappropriate, just the same logic being used back. At first, it sounds stupid. Then it starts working. Because now she's the one adjusting, sitting differently, fixing things that were never a problem before.
And there's no rule she can point to, no line she can draw that doesn't contradict everything she said. One day she snaps, "This is not the same thing," and someone finally asks, "Why not?" No answer, just silence. Within a week, the rule stops being enforced. No announcement, no apology. It just disappears, right around the time it stopped being one-sided.
My sister stole from my wife and slapped her in our own home. She didn't know we had cameras. My sister had always been untouchable, the favorite, the one my parents defended no matter what she did. I watched her lie and manipulate her entire life without a single consequence because my parents were always right behind her cleaning up the mess. I thought it would change when I got married. I was wrong. My wife is the kindest person I have ever met. She welcomed my sister into our home without hesitation, cooked for her, never complained even when the visits became longer and more draining every single time. Then one afternoon, my wife called me at work, sounding quiet. She said some cash she had kept in our bedroom drawer was missing, money she had been saving for weeks. She wasn't sure, but she had a feeling. I came home and we checked the cameras we had installed 6 months earlier after a break-in on our street. Clear as daylight, my sister walking into our bedroom while my wife was in the kitchen, opening the drawer, taking the cash, counting it, putting it in her bag, walking out like she had done nothing at all. I called her immediately, calmly told her what we had seen and asked her to return it. She denied everything, said the camera must have been at a bad angle, said my wife had probably misplaced it and was blaming her to cause problems. We asked her to come over and talk in person. She came, and the moment my wife gently told her we had seen everything clearly on the footage, she slapped her, open palm right across the face, in our own living room. I have never felt rage like that in my life. I called my parents immediately, told them everything, the theft, the denial, the slap. My mother said my wife must have provoked her. My father said to handle it privately. My mother called back, crying, saying I was destroying the family and needed to forgive my sister. A slap across my wife's face in our own home, and I needed to forgive? I said nothing. I hung up and I sent the footage directly to the police. My sister was picked up 2 days later, theft and assault, both on camera with zero room for argument. My parents stopped speaking to me. Relatives sent long messages about family values. An uncle showed up at my door personally begging me to drop the charges. I looked at him and said, "She stole from my wife and hid her in our home. Which part exactly should I forgive first?" He had no answer. He left. My sister has a criminal record now that will follow her for the rest of her life. My parents still haven't apologized, probably never will. But my wife is safe, my home is protected, and everyone who chose my sister over what was right now knows exactly what happens when you cross the wrong person. Some people are untouchable their entire lives, until they walk into the wrong house. My wife put her ex's name on our son's birth certificate. I found out 4 years too late. I loved my wife completely. 6 years together, married for 5, a home and a family I was proud of. My son was 4 years old, bright, loud, the kind of kid who fills every room. I called him Noah from the day he was born, the name we had chosen together over dinner. Or at least, I thought we had chosen it together. The day I found out was the most ordinary day of my life. I was enrolling him into school, sitting across from the admissions coordinator filling out forms. She asked me to confirm the name on his birth certificate. I said, Noah. She looked at the document in her hands, and looked back at me with an expression I would never forget. The name on his birth certificate was not Noah. It was James, the full legal name of my wife's ex-boyfriend she had dated for 4 years before we met. The man she had told me meant nothing. The man she had quietly written onto our son's official documents the day he was born, while I stood outside that hospital room believing everything was fine. I sat in that office completely unable to speak. I walked to my car, sat in the parking lot for 40 minutes staring at nothing. I called my wife. She picked up sounding completely normal, asked how enrollment was going. I asked her to tell me our son's legal name. Silence. The kind of silence that confirms everything before a single word is spoken. She said it was complicated, that she could explain, that it was something she had done emotionally right after the was about to change, that it didn't mean anything, just a name. She had given our son her ex-boyfriend's name without telling me for 4 years. I hung up and called a lawyer from that parking lot. That evening, I asked her one question. Was my son biologically mine? She started crying immediately. I arranged a DNA test. She begged me not to, said it would destroy everything. The results came back 10 days later. My son was mine, 100%. But that almost made it worse, because it meant she had looked at her newborn son and written down another man's name purely out of emotional attachment, not paternity, just because she couldn't let go. I filed for divorce 3 weeks later. She told our families I was overreacting, that it was just a paperwork issue. I sent every family member who contacted me a photo of the birth certificate and one message, just a name. Nobody called back after that. The divorce finalized 7 months later. I got primary custody. My son's name was legally changed to Noah. He's 4. He doesn't know anybody. He just knows his name is Noah and that his father shows up every single day. That's enough for now. She lost her marriage, her home, and primary custody over a name she thought nobody would ever find.